5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. Happy Friday. All right, it's 4 o'clock, and here we are in beautiful Highlands. We're looking out at the ocean. It looks really nice today. And I'm here. It's going to be a short show, I promise you. We're going to be doing some retooling, as I say, and I just did this show because something's important to me. I'm looking here into some of the messages. Actually, I'm going to get to that part later. Let's just go and see what's in the news. How about it? All right, so I'm running solo today. In good news, executives are bolting. Executives bolt, struggling as anxiety nears. It's soaring, actually, they say. Nationwide, a McDonald's boycott as anxiety soar. Tell this person, I'm live, man. Come by. I love it. Everybody knows I do the show at 4 o'clock, but yet inevitably somebody will be calling in and trying to do it. So another good news. Let's see what we have here. It was the longest day yesterday, I believe. Let me just double check that. The summer solstice. For those of you who get metaphysical like Papa Chubby, here's what to know about the solstice. Peak sunshine. It is the longest day of the year north of the equator, and that means solstice marks the start of astronomical summer, which is cool. I think that's great, and some little good news, because really today with all the stuff going on, I hope you all can hear me. If anybody's out there and you can't hear me, let me know. And okay, where was I? We have, let's see, another good story. Now they're saying the first, was this Revolutionary War hero a gay man? Openly gay? Oh my goodness. I don't have pearls to clutch, but Jesus, fucking good for him. I admit he's a snappy dresser, you know? Whatever, man. There's somebody for everybody. Kind of live and let live on that shit. You know, what do I know? Can't tell anybody else what to do with their life. It is entertaining, though, sometimes what some people are into. And Barron Trump, in a surprise haul on crypto, made $40 million. Can you imagine that? Jesus, I can't even, they say, and I believe it's true, genius works well with inheritance. And if that's a fact, I don't know, it's the truth. Most of us who don't have that, if you don't have that backing, life can be more difficult than those who do. I mean, the kid's 20 and he's rocking. Let's see, we have that's all bad news, political stuff. I don't want to really talk much about that. And workers stuck in an infinite workday. That kind of does suck for some people. So here's a great story. In other news, a man broke into a house. He just broke in. Him and his wife were having some issues for several days. And it's, of course, Florida man. As Florida men broke into a random house and hung out for several days to avoid going home to his angry wife after the couple had a fight. And, oh my gosh, it was in Polk County, Florida, the home of Grady Judd, man. He's a pretty heavy-duty guy. I need to switch my chairs with the one upstairs. Polk Sheriff's deputies were called to the home in Davenport by a neighbor who was tasked with watching over the residence while the homeowner was away. He noticed a flurry of suspicious activity. And Also, he noticed a flurry of increased and suspicious activity on June 9th. The break-in happened when cops walked in. A man identified as Joe was cooking himself dinner and had just run a luxurious bubble bath. My gosh, there's something on my screen. There we go. We assumed the bath temperature was not too hot, not too cold, just right, Polk County's joked, referencing the fable of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Yeah, so that's our happy story from Polk County. I imagine he's been let free and he's now wandering around in the village of downtown by their little downtown. That's the guy. You know, sometimes if you have a wife like that, you really you're kind of screwed. Uh, Today, I do want to talk about the high price of drugs. And why is that? It's because really, you never think about it until your family is involved with it. I'm going in here to pull up a message from my brother, who has been undergoing cancer treatment for quite a while now. And hold on, I have to just search. Too many people in there. I need to make a small list. Robin, how's Brian? Yeah, that's not it. I know I have some. This is like watching paint dry, I'm sure. Uh, Anyhow, you don't really understand how much medication costs. My brother's been under treatment of chemotherapy and weed, and weed, uh, chemotherapy and radiation. And do I see somebody here chopping in? Drop in. There we go. Comments are open. Um, so I'm going back here to try and find a picture of my brother and talk about the price of drugs. He sends me all these text messages. Let me try it again. Brian. Stone. There he is. This is his phone number, and it doesn't have what I'm looking for. Let me go into Facebook Messenger. Sorry, people. I know this is boring, but I do have a point to all this misery here. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to read this to you, and I don't usually do this, but it is personally affecting me. What is the monthly cost of Keytruda? For each indicated dose of Keytruda, when given every 3 weeks, is $11,795.44. The list price for each indicated dose of Keytruda when given every 6 weeks is $23,590.88. Most people will not pay the list price, although it may have an impact on your out-of-pocket costs. Okay, that sums it up. He wrote another one, and he indicated that his insurance pays 20%, which means we're going to have to come up with roughly $2,000 a month the next 3 months. I don't know how they'll be doing it. Hey, Rick, what's happening, buddy? So what we're going to have to do is get the manufacturer involved. And Rick, if you have any ideas, we'll talk. We'll talk after the show. But if you have any ideas, or if you want to type something in that you think somebody out there might, similar situation have, I feel like I'm doing like a really cheap AM radio news thing right now. I do want to play some music today. I'm just checking our guests. Oh, there we go. I'm back. I don't know if you can see me when that happens. I'm going to go ahead and open a new window. And we're going to bring it up on screen because I want to play some of my friends' music that's come out. There we go. All right. And doing that up. All right. So, oh shit. I don't know what that is. Ah! Aha. I don't know where that's coming from. Okay. All right, go away. That's better. I have absolute silence. So, I can't play Bad Company on the screen right now. That would not be good. We can only play music of our making or just little bits that we change because they're kind of what we call a sound alike. Let's see. Napa. What I'm doing is I'm trying to find Brian's messenger to me. Yeah. Man, this show is a mess today. We are a horror show. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a GoFundMe to try and get him some cash. His Social Security money probably take him 10 years to pay for what it's going to come out to, 2,000 a month. And I'm not sure how long they keep you on it. I guess it's prophylactic. But if anybody knows anything about it, you know, reach out to me offline. You can reach me always at nvanurdy@me.com. And that's where you'll find me all the time. It's better than calling. And texting's cool. I'm looking for any more messages from him, and I don't see him. It's weird. And sometimes when you work, it's Instagram. That's why. All these various. Tell me, is it only me, or is it like all this massive social media that we try to look at, and I've friends on? Let me go to messages. All right, we got Fuzzby watching. I love it. If anybody doesn't remember my interview with Fuzzby, he is a badass musician from LA, and we just love the hell out of the Fuzz man. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? No, it's not here. But I have to say that's pretty cool. We do have our friend Phil Fest is blowing up. He is just kicking butt. Great Nina Simone. Wow. What is this new trend of people on Facebook? Just people in general. Golden Skeptic. What's the drug? It, I just said it earlier. I've lost the page, so we're back here. Skeptic, we don't know what the topic is. We're basically talking about drug prices because after they take out, it's a roughly $15,000 a month, and we have to raise $2,000 a month. It's really not a month. It's 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks, it's $2,000 for the next foreseeable future. So, if anybody has any ideas of how to raise it, we are going to go ahead and call the manufacturer. We're going to try and get them. We're going to go ahead and try and get them to maybe help us, and we'll see what happens. You never know. I'm going to do my due diligence, and I know a friend of mine who's above us. Rick asked earlier. I just popped it up. I think you can see it. Can you see the comments, everybody? Tell me, Skeptic, where do you come from, mate? Oh, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's see. No, we'll just keep talking. I really didn't have a topic. Today's topic is pretty loose. I just wanted to come on and talk about the situation with my brother. He's been undergoing cancer treatment, chemotherapy, and radiation for cancer of the throat, esophagus, and internal, all around down his esophagus. He's been on radiation. He's been on chemo. He's had 2 rounds of each and just had another round of just chemo. So they say he's in remission. However, they have to give him this drug that keeps him, I guess it keeps it from happening again. I don't know exactly, but I know it's a very popular cancer drug. I've seen this problem with other people. And as a result, that's really what I'm talking about today. We can talk about the news. I do have some, random news clips that come up. I was talking a little while ago about how raunchy, and I'm not a prude, but it's getting pretty raunchy on Facebook. Up in the little windows at the top, you can find anything from handballs to hand grenades, and a spate of multiple disturbed people. Some of the people who do videos are worse than we are now. What I mean is just their political views are so wacko. And you're in the waiting room? Oh, hey, Gina, our friend from California. How's it going, Gina? Are you, where is she, Sean? There you are. So, Gina, how's it going in California? Have they gotten the National Guard settled everything down, or is there still any gathering of, the people who gather? If you happen to know, it's our friend from Los Angeles, and I'm pretty sure where she was living was cool, or we would have heard about it by now. And wherever you are, chime in if you have something of interest you want to talk about. A lovely glass of iced tea. Thank you, Annie. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and roll a quick ad. They've slightly changed how we operate this thing. It's a software update. So we're going to just go play a few ads for some of our friends, and we'll see you in a minute or two.
Hi, this is Leland Sklar, and I am hanging with Neve, and I am having the best time of my life.
Live with Neve, Fridays on the East Coast.
Hey there, it's Kevin Sorbo here, and you lucky people, you are live. You're live with Neve or Neve or Neve. I don't know. I can't say the dude's name. Anyway, you're on live with him, so I don't know. I guess that's a pretty good thing.
Like a melting flake of snow this year, I won't be sad to see it go.
Hi, I'm Darren F. Flynn, a singer-songwriter from Ireland, and I'm on Live with Neve.
I would have said it couldn't happen here.
Hey everybody, this is Steve from Reach for the Sky, along with Jay from Reach for the Sky. And you're listening live with me.
All right. Well, have fun at the doctor's, Gina, and have fun at LIie and with LIie and Leland tonight. Give Leland my regards. It's going to kick ass. For those of you who haven't seen the Leland Sklar collaboration with Lyle Lovett, not a collaboration, he's playing bass with him and has for the past couple of years, or as many shows as he can. It's a great show. Lyle is a funny guy and has an amazing band, and they do seriously kick ass. It's just the kind of show that very rarely do you see stuff like how good they are. It's really shocking. They have a band, The Immediate Family, that I was lucky enough a year or two ago to go see the premiere of their movie out in San Diego. And it was quite a show. If you're a musician and you're a boomer, you get every song and hit that played in that era. And in fact, Leland Sklar is probably one of the bass players in the world who has more. Had more sessions on more hits than you can imagine. Starting back with the Doors. I mean, he's been around a long time. He started with James Taylor. That's when he got his first real big gig. And they've been played together, and they're also very good together. But here's a book that Leland. I'm going to go ahead and pimp the book a little bit. If you look at it, it says "Everybody Loves Me." It's true. Everybody loves Leland. You can't help it. Not only is he a monster bass player, he's just, yeah, I'm watching my chat. What's up, man? Does this guy ever watch his chat? I don't see anything. I never asked what the drug is, he said. Oh, he's from the UK. My usual stick is debunking flat earth idiots. I'm sorry, man. But I can debunk any idiotic thing you want to talk about. Oh, man. After I get done with this, definitely. I like this guy already. Hell yeah. These are just some of the people in the book that have given Leland the finger. Let's see. We'll just go to a random page. Let's see. Grace Flick. Willie Nelson and his band. Oh my God. And we have a plethora of drummers. Look at these guys. Everybody. You got Phil Collins. You got Jack Nicholson. But everybody is just flipping the bird off, which is something, it's one of life's great pleasures. Living in the Garden State and going around when you head into New York or wherever, if you have to go up. But no, hell no, I'm not a flat earther. My God. Listen, today's show is really kind of weird, my friend. It's just, basically, I wasn't going to do a show, so I don't have a huge bit of prepared stuff, and I don't have any guests today. Usually we have a guest, and we talk about rock and roll. We do some comedy, and I think it's great. The guy asks if we're a flat earther. Not at all, man. It's about rock and roll, making fun of the government on both sides, just the general shit that goes on in the times. And, I think that's one of the best. I don't know anybody who's ever asked me that before. I got shit all over my face. What is that? Oh, yes. The age of digital high-def television as they sit here. Look at what can we debunk? Think about it, skeptic. Throw me a topic. I got a friend from Florida telling me I have to move to a tax-free haven. Oh, that sounds good. My body's living large in paradise. Now, the thing about paradise is everybody has a different idea. Do you think that flat Earth? Absolutely. How about you? I mean, you're asking me. Those people they're like sovereign citizens, those folks. We can talk about what morons those guys are. Have you run into any of those? In fact, I'll just send you an invite, man. You want to come on the show? There you go. Copy that. I'm going to send you an invite, right? How do I do that? Golden Skeptic. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and paste this into the... Look, after going live. I am live. Give me a break. Show. So here you go, folks. That is the link to the show in golden. I'll try. Let's see how to, it's 3 dots here. But yeah, I think anybody who believes in the flat earth are really dumb. It's like they get crazy about the moon. And some guy a month ago, another one of these old guys on his deathbed. This is really annoying. It tells me they think gravity is not real. I wonder what they think. They just think we have this atmosphere on this flat planet. And I mean, Galileo figured this shit out a long, long time ago. Come on, people. Excuse me. I know it's very unprofessional to drink on the air, but we're just here for a Friday to have a little fun. As I mentioned, I wasn't even going to do a show, but there's so much crap we could make fun of. Flat Earth people are just dumb. So what I have on the screen, and you can take it and copy it and paste it, or just whatever, take a picture of it and scan it with your phone. And that is, if you want to come on the show live and talk, come on in. Usually at this time we play some rock and roll, some of the local bands, or actually some of the bands that play on the show. I was dreadfully unprepared for today, so we're just kind of winging it. Oh yeah, what's this? Fairies come out in summer solstice too. Yeah, there's fairies coming out anyway, whether it's the solstice or not. I mean, that's a personal matter. Sometimes not, but whatever. No, it's for family only. Nah, come on, people. I don't care who you do or what you do. Be happy. Peace from the UK. My usual shtick is debunking flat Earth and space denying idiots. But I can debunk any idiotic thing you want to talk about. Let's debate. No, we don't have to debunk. Let's talk about idiotic things. The Democratic National Committee. What's the deal with those guys? But you are from England, so I don't know if you follow our politics too much, and that's cool. I admit I do read some of your politics, some of the stuff on Drudge, but the spin of all the newspapers is very different here in the States. I've got new comments. Hang on, folks. Here we go. Love to join your show. It's almost 10 at night. Oh, okay. No worries, my friend. Have a good weekend. That's all I can tell you. It's nice to meet you. If you'd like, let's talk off air sometime. Send me your best way to communicate with you. I'll try and send something to your name. Okay, man? So, we have a couple things I can do. I could get back and drone on about the cost of money, but what I will tell you is we're going to put up a Facebook. We're going to put up a GoFundMe for my brother. And what I will tell you is, if you could donate to it, great. I'm not going to sit here and beg you for the money. If you can spare a buck or two, or 50 cents or a quarter, all that matters is that we can raise about $2,000 a month that the insurance company can't pay. And it's a tough thing. I'm going to have Brian on the show. I couldn't get him to do it today. He wasn't feeling good, but we're going to do that. And that's really what this particular show is about. I'm not one to get on here and ask for money. In fact, we just haven't, unless it's been for some tragic incident around the world that we might have talked about, and I might have given a little money to try and help people. But the best giving is when you don't tell anybody what you give. So just go ahead and give and be happy about it. You'll be rolling better. I see there's quite a few people here. Listen, we'll see you next time, Golden. You got a fine-looking boy there, and have a good weekend. He's a cool guy. I always like it when we get people who do other shows and stuff. Oh, gosh, shit, I remember that. I know this about everybody, not to give anybody out there and make you bummed out, but if you have a family member and they have cancer, do your best to just help them be comfortable, even just sitting around and hanging out. If you can handle being there for an hour or two, they might throw up, but it's just part of the ride. And get your time in before you're going to regret it if you don't make peace with this person. If you're out there and your family's got, I've seen it before, and it's pretty ugly. And I can't get into it too deeply, but I've been to 2 funerals that really were a bummer, and made my eyes leak, as they'd say. It was just so grim. But that's another topic. I hope, when I say my prayers in the morning, I hope for everybody to not be sick with that shit. Yeah, okay. Well, great. I like this guy. We'll definitely talk. All right. Maybe we'll do a little earlier show sometime or something. I like having special guests on. He sounds like a funny guy. We can go on there and we'll have some fun with that. I've kind of make the show a little different in the future. I'm going to try to have some live musicians come in. Where I live, my neighbor's been MIA now for over a month, and hopefully she won't be back anytime soon. But you'll hear a lot more live music in the show, and you'll hear more drums and keyboards, and I'll probably be playing a little more of the intro and stuff. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm also going to have some bands on that I haven't had on that are really, really cool. So I haven't been in booking mode, but the next couple of weeks, I've also been taking a class, and I will be finished in July, hopefully get my license. It's doing home care, and it's a good job. And I'm almost done with 60 hours of courses, and I'm at like 40. I've got a big thing to do this weekend, hence the show's going to be a bit abbreviated today. Who's this? McToon. No, I haven't. Let's take a picture of McToon. FTFE. Okay, let's see here. All right. It's weird taking a picture of myself on the air. Very weird. But that's great. No, I haven't. We'll talk about that, and I'll do some research when I get off the air. It sounds interesting. By the way, here it is, Neve. Give to Neve Public Radio. Now, the reason I say it is Neve Public Radio is because NPR has a lock on the name NPR. But my name is Neil Ernest Van Erdy. As a result, my nickname is just a tight acronym of my name, because saying Neil Ernest Van Erdy is kind of a mouthful. And Neve sounds cool, doesn't it? Sounds like Prince or something gliding around, sitting in the back of a limo. It doesn't. Any rate, anybody out there doing anything cool this weekend? It's a holiday weekend here, and the weather is just gorgeous out right now. I should have opened the window before the show. It's really perfect in New Jersey right now. Beautiful summer has started. Tourists are driving around. They're going crazy. Some really good iced tea my girlfriend made. Annie, you're awesome. What do you want to discuss on your radio program? We generally talk about music. We talk about comedy. We mess around and joke and crap like that. And then we talk a lot about the bands we have on. But, there's times like today. That's the thing about having one of these shows. I took about a month off from doing it, and I miss doing it. I miss the interaction with people. And I also I just had to take some time. I've got a lot of things going on in my life and personal medical issues with the family. What about science? I love talking about science. Absolutely. Let me tell you, we've talked about a lot of topics on here, and I think a lot of times they've been good. I think we've had young people on. We had these kids who, for whatever reason, I worked for Muzak for about 10 years the first time, and another 5 or 6 the second when I came back to New York. Great company, and hold on. What about? Yes. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about in science. So, yeah. We're going on 4:45. God, time flies. I'm going to go back and quickly check on X and see if there's any crazy thing blowing up in the world other than just people ragging on each other. Okay, it's time for reparations, people. Look at this. Debunking this. Yeah, okay. I had a grandfather a couple of generations back who lost an arm at Gettysburg in an artillery unit. Right down the line, getting shot at. Lost an arm. I actually have a newspaper article about him, and it's quite interesting. uh, just middle of the Civil War on the Union side, the New Jersey Battalion. Yes. Well, I don't know. It's one of those things I can't really say. Um, there's a lot of science that we don't understand. There's so many theories of parallel universes and all kinds of things. Uh, I'm not very well versed in it, but if we're going to talk about something, I'll do some homework on it, and we can talk about anything. That's a fact. I like, having the audience say stuff. You know, I find frequently we have a show where we're trying to get people on, and there's a lot of action. If I have a good guest, it's always fun, and we'll talk to the guest. But what you're talking about, God and science, there are some people who believe that they are compatible. I don't know about their theory enough, but I think it's interesting. I think if you believe in a divine gift from above, well, we got it. Or if you just believe that we worked our way up from reptiles and figured this crap out with no bit of help, I get that too. There's a lot of skepticism. There's not a lot of faith in God like there used to be. But there's a lot of faith in God in a lot of people. They just don't talk about it. They don't go on television and say how great they are. Let me tell you something. I got a brother dying of cancer, and right now he's in remission. When people are dying, sometimes you cry, man. You just feel like shit, and there's nothing wrong with it. And you pray. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes when you're upset, we'll rage and anger at that. You have a great question here. There you go. Well, I would have to answer that the painters who did it were really dumb. This is a long time ago, and the mythological elements of it. There's other books of the Bible that were left out that were contradictory because the Catholic Church felt threatened by them. And, again, we don't usually talk about religion. But if you don't have any belief of any kind, that's kind of, I don't know, in some cases you'd almost feel hopeless that, okay, here I am, I'm just here by luck of test tube jar, like my fine glass of iced tea. Excuse me. Mm, wonderful. We have the folks I was talking about who want reparations. I'm not up for that. Moving on. Let's see. Here's a quick quiz. Do you think that Congress has the American people's best interest in mind on either side? Hmm? Do you like your congressman? Tell me, I'm putting this up. Can you see it? Because it's backwards. Am I saying that religion is indoctrination? Um, Sometimes, yeah, can be conceived that way or construed. Um, there's a lot of people who just don't even believe in anything, and that's fine. If you can work that out in your own head, I want everybody in the world to be happy. I don't believe you have to have religion, have ethics, values, and standards that um, will hopefully mirror things like the Ten Commandments. Uh, and regardless of whether you're really religious or not, I've asked this before. What's so hard about the Ten Commandments in life? They've found studies that show people who believe. Um, they believe they have less stress in their life. They feel happier. Uh, they feel more thankful. And I think that's something no matter where you're at, if you're rich or you're poor or you're in between, life throws things at you. And if you're fortunate enough to get kicked down a few times, you'll be fortunate enough to get up and fucking go back and do it again. And times, so getting back, I'm rambling as always. But what do you think, skeptic? Do you feel that it's indoctrination? I think that politics getting involved in religion is just the worst. They are entitled to the same vote they've always had. There's nobody keeping a Baptist or a Jewish person or a Catholic or anybody else from going in and voting for what they want. Even the people who are for Islam. Hence, we've got a mayor in New York that's they want to get him in, and he's an Islamist, and he's like funded by the Muslim Brotherhood. And there's a lot of reasons as a New Yorker. I just think it's obscene. If you look at London, London became they're all Muslim, all the main political leaders there, and they have every Friday they get out and pray in the street. They block the road, and it's about conquest, man. You know, this war with Israel and everything else. This shit has been going on for centuries and will continue going on until somebody has a decisive win, and then it will end for a while. It'll be over, and then some other asshole will do something. America is not ruled by religion. Is not ruled by it. Well, I think there's a certain brand of religion that certainly gets into politics. I'm trying to think the guy that's just been getting a lot of scrutiny. He bought a stadium, an arena, an ice skating arena. God, what's that guy's name? I can see his face. He's a real fresh-faced. Yeah, he doesn't really talk about anything seriously religious, but he's all about empowerment, and he's more like going to a therapist than, you tell me, skeptic, do you think we are, or do you think we're not? I'm of the mind that we are to some degree. Go down in the deep South, the Baptists are, I can tell you all the states that don't have marijuana for medical use or for personal use for, to have it for yourself. Recreational use, as they call it. That's all because of the Baptist Church. That's just the way it goes there. And I can tell you, I was in Tennessee and asked about why they don't have legal weed down there. And my friend said to me, it's just they'll never have it here. The Baptists will keep it out. And, that's one of those things that's going to go that way. But tell me, what do you think? Give me the answer you have for that, because I have no idea sometimes what's going on in the world to make sense of it. There's something here to show comments on stage. That's interesting. Will it pop up? No, I can override it. Good. I've got some new toys to work with here on the show that I use. I won't say their name because I get unhappy with things about them, and they're a great company in many ways, but then they got bought out by some giant. So all I'm going to say is fix your customer service. When people are waiting to go on air, it's important, it's time limited, and you have to be able to talk to somebody if you're having problems. This idea that you can have millions of people using the technology around the world, and I've been using this software for a long time, and I pay enough that I don't have their logo. They have me up there playing Kunga a long time ago. Yeah, when I was fab, as you'd say. Why is the saying that goes America, first world country? Man, absolutely. Now I see what I can just show the comments up there without bringing you on, but I like that. I like these little improvements. I see there's 3 of you here, and thank you for being here. It is 4:47. It's been cool. If you go travel any place, especially if you go over to Korea or to China or to Japan, the infrastructure with trains is so kick-ass. In Europe, same thing. We don't have a great train system here. It's still running on the oldest, it's still a mess. Costs a lot of money. The very good tool, my ponytail is getting skanked out. Let's see. What is the saying? Yes, that's true. But what I was going to mention, if you drive around the country, in particular in the deep South, out west, the Rust Belt, you go through those towns, and that could be from anywhere from Rochester down to Buffalo, down through Erie, down all across to Chicago. The best time, I remember once driving a box truck on the shoreline of Lake Erie, I guess. The first one, any rate. As like no Chicago. I can't remember which lake it is. I think I don't want to say. I don't remember. Uh, Driving in, there was those huge refineries with gas blowing. It's sort of like in Newark and driving up the New Jersey Turnpike at night. And I have some pictures that are amazing. Like, I got lucky and caught some great uh, lights. But we definitely have bad infrastructure. Our roads suck. New Jersey, we pay the highest taxes in the nation to fix our roads, and they are a freaking mess. Why is it? Because we have skanks for politicians. They all are on the take. The last honest man died a long time ago. And, that's just a fact. New Jersey, we have a tax or a fee or just these little ways to nibble at your income, nibble like rats. Um, and we all have to decide. It's about the management of the rat. So, we have to pick carefully, and we're an odd state. Has more guns than intelligence. Prove you wrong. Well, you come from a country where you can't have guns. Although, tell me if I'm wrong. My understanding is you can have guns stored in an armory, like with a hunt club or something. Or you can have a license, I'm assuming, to have like a bird gun. Is that correct? I think we have lots of guns in America, but Heinlein said it well that an armed society is a polite society. In our case, it's not. And here's the problem with it. And I know as a Brit, I have lots of friends in Great Britain. You guys really, I don't want to argue with you to make you feel bad or have you make me feel bad. We are not subjects. We are citizens, and the difference is the way the perception is. In your country, I guess you think it's good, most people. But look at the knife attacks in London every day. Look at the so-called peaceful cultural, I don't know what you call them, cultural, it's the beauty of bringing all these wonderful people and live in your neighborhood. And cultural enrichment, that's the term. It's sort of like uranium enrichment, which is causing a problem right now. So I'm going to try and prove you wrong. I do not think that everyone in America has a problem. The number of people who go through firearms training courses, safety classes, goes through the whole routine. I did it once a long time ago, 20 years ago. You practice, you get good. You're not some yahoo running around waving your gun like a lunatic. Unfortunately, we have a certain amount of people who are mentally unstable, and they have access to guns. They steal them from people. Guns are they're expensive as hell. But they don't buy the guns. What they do is they get the guns that people who have a lot of money. A gun is not a cheap thing. That partially is a cover charge to keeping certain people out. But the criminals will never have a problem getting a gun. You as John Public, like I live in New Jersey, we have the highest regulations in the country. I don't have a gun, go ahead and advertise that, but I figure where I live, they have about a minute response time. I live literally a block from the police station. I know everybody. We live in a small town where we know everybody and what the routine is. We see people who are out wandering around. I give them the stink eye. Well, I'm going to put this up. Most of us here who use guns, I shot trap shooting for many years with my uncle up in North Jersey, and he was an expert at it, and I learned a lot from him, got pretty good if I say so. I have the personal control not to shoot someone. I don't know how you feel about defending your home. Here in New Jersey, it's literally absurd. If I shoot someone here, I'm going to get more heat and maybe go to jail. We have very high level laws. There's not a lot of gunplay. I can't remember, like past 20 years, any gunshots in Rumson, excuse me, or I'm sorry, I'm not slurring people. My mouth's really dry. I feel like I had cotton mouth, and the iced tea's just not working. I need some regular agua. again, what I was going to say, most of us who are legitimate and go get training and buy a gun and pay the amount of money for the training, and then you can buy an insurance policy. So if you get in a situation where, God forbid, you have to shoot someone, you can instantly, your whole life can disintegrate and you can end up in prison forever. So this is the problem. The honest people like you and I who buy a gun just to go out and shoot skeet or hunt, whatever people want to do. My thing about that is, if you're going to go out and hunt, sure, it's not my thing, but if you want to hunt, eat your kill. Don't be one of those people who just kills something and puts a hat up on the wall. It's rather distasteful. It's old style BS, and you can get a fucking, excuse me, a fake, head of a moose. Looks just like it, perfect. Because all they do is take the skin and put it on a form. So they can use something else that makes it really look like a moose, but didn't. Anyhow, well, tell me this. You're over there, Golden. What's your name, mate? I hate calling you that. I call you Skeptic if you'd like, but you could give us your given name. I'm going and perusing through X to see what's really going on. We'll go to Fuckwits first, see what they're up to. As white British fall below 20% in the city's population, taken over by Islam, or Islamics, and they will get the grooming and all the other stuff, the rape of young women, boys. London's turning into a mess, and who's this guy? This is sniper. People are crazy here. Some of them are nuts. That guy who's out, they let him out of jail. He's a sniper, for God's sakes, threatening to kill the president. The guy should be in a rubber room, sedated well, and frickin' left there. You can't have a guy who's sworn mission, and they let him out on bail, which is the most stupid thing. Since they let him out bail, and he's clearly a vincent threat, grab his ass and put him in the brig down there in the Naval Yard in Washington. Lock him up on a boat, feed him fish heads. Yeah, you police are extremely professional. I agree with you. Sometimes our cops are too quick to shoot. But we also got people who are really crazy. I mean, who drag you out of a car and pistol whip you and ride off with your kid in it. It is crazy. I can understand, like all my friends from Britain, they think we're barbarians. And you know what? You may be right. There's a certain percentage of people in the States. Look at the time. Sorry, guys. But 450. Okay. There's a lot of great cops too. And they are starting to train them to take, like when they have mental patients. I just watched something on one of these shows. It wasn't Dateline, but they had a guy who was absolutely mentally disturbed. He was really out there. And they had cops who were yelling at him and stuff. And he was an old man and he got all disoriented. And finally, there was like 20 to 30 cops around him. And he had... he jumped on a bus and took off with a bunch of kids on it. Pretty crazy. I will tell you, though, when that one officer got there, I listened to him, and he was de-escalating him. He was bringing him down from that. We all know how to start a fight. You don't have to give me a given name. Just give me something that's better than Skeptic to call you. I don't care about your name, really. I give nicknames. I can make one up for you. I don't know. I mean, I could call you Larry or, Ralph. But I'm not in, you know all about me. My show's been on for 5 years, 5 lonely years. Oh, what happened? No, I don't want your given name, mate. Not at all. I was just thinking of what to call you. I don't really like Skeptic, just calling him that. I don't know. We'll call him Raoul. That's Skeptic. What do you like to do, Skeptic, for a good time? You like music? you go to concerts, I'd be curious how the cops act at your shows there. Shows I've been at in Europe, they have very competent security because of all the threats and bombings and so forth. In France, we talking about Tommy Robinson? Yeah, a little bit. I think that's kind of a fucking mess. I think they put him in jail and it was just not right. We also here in America look back at you guys sometimes and go, what? Like when y'all, to the noted gentleman across the aisle, it's almost like a bunch of lawyers. Well, it is a bunch of lawyers trying to out-bat each other. And how about it, people? Anybody know the Tommy Robinson thing over in England? He got jailed for pointing out the truth of what's going on in England. And if you look at all the mayors that are Islamic, I'll tell you, it's happening here in New York. Everybody here needs to vote against this guy because he's a Muslim Brotherhood. He talks one way when he's speaking to people who look like me. And then when he goes over to talk to his homeboys, he's in there speaking in Arabic and or Farsi. He writes in Farsi, perhaps. But, I don't trust him. I don't trust anything that I don't see with my eyes. And my eyes are open. Many people, there's a lot of Saudis who are great people. And they don't want trouble there. They don't want, these wars going on that are. As far as Tommy Robertson, he's been treated terrible. I'm glad we don't have to have that shit here. Well, listen, folks. What is it? Oh, no, we still have a few minutes. Why not talk? It looks like Facebook didn't let one of my pages, probably, it looks like my band page. They let me into 3 of them, so it's weird how our followers are spread out around the world, and I love talking to you folks. Skeptic, it's great. We're on every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I know it's getting late, and your lovely wife or girlfriend is waiting to start whatever you're starting for tomorrow. And thanks for being here. We appreciate it, really do. You're welcome here anytime. The golfer guy. There you go. Are you good? A couple of our fans who are really into golf. I know a couple of excellent golfers. And I know a guy who's a martial arts expert, and he is an excellent golfer, too. My golf is terrible. I drive the golf cart, make a witty repartee, and basically get lucky every time I play. I'm really terrible. Much better drummer. So, people, it's Friday. I hope you have I hope whatever you're doing, be safe, be happy. Life is good. Enjoy it. Do somebody a favor this weekend. And, over the weekend, it's good sometimes to just turn off your phone, man. Like today, I'll talk to everybody I need to between now and 10 o'clock. And I've been calling and doing my business all day. Just give somebody a break tomorrow. It feels good and makes the world a little better. I've got all these fighting people, and it also has to be from the ground up that we treat each other decently, have a social compact, if you will. So we got the golfer guy. He's awesome. Come back next week. Maybe the golfer guy will show. And, bring your wife. Maybe she'll like it. Usually I'll have a musical guest next week, so we will be playing some music. And that's it. Play up to it. All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve. This is Live with Neve. Iconic musicians, comedy, and God knows what else. Hold on!